Guys, 7 years ago at this point, I built my biggest map in Trackmania, District 13. A 6-minute long RPG track, sort of adventure track, where you can try to drive and find the path, and I wanted to make a map that was very playable. I made it playable, and guess what? People hunted it. Over the course of several years, people have tried to perfect the record on this, and Schmaniel has made a video combining and showcasing all the best records, and narrating it. So, we're gonna look at it. I can maybe give you guys some background on what I thought for how I built the map and everything, but yeah, this map took me a lot of effort. So, we'll see. We'll see what the video's about.
This is District 13. A 6-minute technical RPG track that is widely regarded as one of the most legendary and iconic RPG maps of all time. The map is known for its heavy focus on flow and consistency, which makes it a very pleasant and enjoyable map to hunt.
We're getting compliments already.
Something that a lot of people don't know is that Wirtual used to be considered the best RPG player from 2017 until 2019.
Don't say but.
A common principle.
Okay. Phew. Yeah, no, guys, I there was a time I wasn't washed. No, I really enjoyed playing the style that you're gonna see, these obstacle maps, and so I wanted to make a map that, in my opinion, featured a lot of cool driving.
In the track's description, Wirtual mentioned that he was frustrated with the tracks of the RPG Spain Cup 2017.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Damn, philosophical. I was so frustrated in this cup up here because the maps were so hard to play. So then I decided to make a map that I'd enjoy hunting.
The end result is a masterpiece.
Damn, I like it. I don't know why I like this video so much. My map's being called a masterpiece. I'm called the GOAT. Great start. Wish more people made their intros like this.
Before we get to my journey, we have to talk about the track's history. With the track's release came a GPS time of 6 minutes and 49 hundredths by Wirtual. A very strong benchmark for anyone who dares to go for the record.
Is he gonna show my choke?
But it had 2 mistakes.
Uh-oh.
A small wall touch that lost him 0.3 of a second, and a clip at the second last jump that lost him a second. These 2 mistakes sadly
I failed the very last jump in my PB.
The sub 6.
But someone else got to do it.
With nobody managing to break Wirtual's record until December 2018, where Levon took an interest to the track. He gave District 13 a shot, and after a 50-hour grind, he got this run on the track.
Before we watch it, I wanted to say I built the track in a way where if you got sub 6, it would be a really good one. I calculated the pace and calculated all the segments so that sub 6 would be insane. 50 hours for Levon to get this run, December 2018. And he is so good at this kind of stuff and anything obstacle. Like if you have a couple of day map with a lot of obstacles, he's so good, but he's risking hard. Not just sub 6, 557.
Smashing Wirtual's record by 3 whole seconds.
Smashing.
This run has no visible mistakes. It's just 6 minutes of very clean and risky driving. So the only way to improve from now on is to outpace Levon, and that's not gonna be an easy task.
That is hard.
This record caught the attention of Bren, who at the end of 2018 played the map for a whole week on stream to try and break the record.
Bren has told me, and this is before I paid him to be on Jetlag Racing, that District 13 is one of the best maps of all time. This is not just Schmaniel's statement. Bren has also called my map the best of all time.
On the 3rd January 2019, after spending 20 hours, he succeeded with his hunt and achieved this run.
We'll put him a bit lower for the music parts and a bit higher for when he talks. Yeah, Bren really perfected this map. It's just like small gains, like gaining 0.3 there, lower here. Jumping completely inside, kind of insane. Equal into the last jumps, basically. Touches his back wheel, still behind, but then lower jump, and he gains like a second, if I remember. Okay, it was half a second.
A 5:57.28, beating Levon's time by 0.4 of a second. But it had 1 mistake. He clipped the CP arch and lost 0.5 of a second, leaving a tiny bit of improvement on the table. Levon made his grand return to the track in March of 2022. Now having earned the title of Best RPG Player, he was ready to take back what was once his.
Guys, I had like 20 or so, 20 to 25 world records on classic obstacle maps like this one. Levon at this point had beaten basically all of them. I think I've lost every single classic RPG record I had, most to the hands of Levon. Like he just smashed everything.
After a few days of hunting, on the 21st March 2022, he managed to reclaim the record with this run.
If you guys don't know, very hard to build maps in this game. because you have to build them on grid. There was no free blocking, and there's a very limited block set. No custom items, stuff like that. So we were quite limited in what we could do, but I hope we get to see a full run when we see Schmaniels once. I think that makes sense. Then you kind of see the overall layout of the map. This is fast. Look at the splits. Minus 0.4. Good jump. Inside line. 556.8.
Beating Bren by 0.4 of a second. The pace of this run was monstrous, but he made a huge mistake by barely clipping the inside of this drift, costing him 1.3 seconds.
Pain.
Levon was not satisfied with this run, so the hunt continued. And just a day later, Levon drove one of the strongest RPG records of all time, when he got this run on District 13.
If it is this run that I'm thinking of, I wish it was 200th slower. He drove too fast, and you'll see what I mean. He drove 200th too fast, I think. Pretty sure it's this one. That wallbang is intentional, saves time. I designed it to save time. But bro, the splits are nuts. Beautiful line. Last jump. Ooh, clean line. Oh, almost flew out. See, 5.5553. It's actually a crime. He was too fast.
Beating his former record by 1.3 of a second.
It would have been just
This run is simply mesmerizing. He did do one drift a little poorly, but this only lost him 0.3 of a second. And it stood for years. Until the Cut Nation attacked.
The Cut Nation.
District 13 is very reuse heavy. Reuses are parts throughout the map where you drive the same section multiple times.
You have to understand, by the way, the reason I built the map this way, reuses were the biggest mapping flex you could do. If you could make the player drive here with speed through this way, go left, and then come back and do the same road, you were the best mapper in town if you used them.
If you've ever dabbled into cut finding, a map that has reuses is
my map has a ton.
The cut finder's dream, since they are very prone to shortcuts due to their nature. In early March of 2024, Holzbalken discovered a reroute on District 13 that
This broke my heart. Since the Warlock are still hard, are probably not quickly beaten even with the time gain, and I don't want it to be lost. Here's an alt way for the first few checkpoints that can, by first measures, save up to 7 seconds. So much effort, guys, and it's just getting rerouted.
Shortly after, Ike created a task where he drove the reroute with save states and put it together with Levon's record after the respawn, resulting in a time of 5 minutes, 45 seconds, and 53 hundredths.
Yeah, Jesus
Meaning
Christ.
the reroute saves 10 seconds if executed well. The discovery of this reroute was met with a bit of controversy.
I agree. Reroute on perfectly playable map with God World record, kinda cringe. I agree.
Discovery of this reroute was met with a bit of controversy, since the main thing District 13 was known for was its flowiness and consistency. The map has no parts where you could gain time simply due to luck. Wirtual was asked if he wanted to fix the reroute, but he said that he thinks it's cool and that he doesn't want to update the map, which makes sense because it's Wirtual. He loves shortcuts.
Not this one. Not this one, not this one. Yeah, I did say it's alright. Alec is not lying here. I did talk to him and say it's alright. It's honestly a laziness thing. I like shortcuts in general, but this one, okay, whatever, you know? I just felt it would be very hypocritical of me, because I've gotten very tilted at mappers in the past when I've found a sick shortcut, and then they just update it. I have to just give it to them here. You know, they got me. I will all upset about it. It is what it is.
With the reroute being public and having 10 seconds of leeway for the record, people started hunting it. After a few days, on the 7th March 2022, Tails became the first person to beat Levon with this run.
Alright, so reroute happens already in the start. You jump up to checkpoint 2, and then there's some stuff going on here where you drop to a later checkpoint. You then take a narrow line here. Like, there's this crazy wall climb that works like that. And overall, this just, like, if you combine the segments, this saves time, but it's very hard to drive. So it looks, compared to the perfect driving of Levon, quite jank. Bounce up is really difficult. And at the end of all this, you've just taken the total checkpoints, but in lesser time. And he is just 4 seconds ahead clean. 2 seconds faster.
This record was obviously far from perfect, but it pushed District 13 into a new era. A few months later, Neon managed to beat Tails' time with a 5:52.18, beating it by 1.3 seconds.
Nice time.
Later in December 2024, Tails returned to the track and discovered that it's faster to take this section of the reroute the other way around, saving a second.
Yeah, that's clever.
With this newly gained knowledge, Tails got to work, and later on the same day got a 5:51.82.
Like, from this point on, I know none of the history, basically.
Neon caught wind of this improvement quite quickly, and 2 days later, on the 7th December 2024, got a time of 5:50.70. This is where the record stood when I got interested in the track. I randomly got Levon's 5:55 recommended to me on YouTube, and I watched the run and was fascinated by just how clean this record was. I saw that the record is a 5:50.70 by Neon, and the reroute saves 10 seconds. So if you do the math, the record isn't even a sub 6 if you convert it.
Damn, that's true. Scrub record. Even my 6:0049. Technically better.
So I took it upon myself to beat it and bring the record back to its former glory.
Let's go, Shmonio. How low are we going?
I started playing the map on the 14th June 2025, but I had a lot of issues with 2 parts of the reroute. The first part is at 1 minute and 15 seconds. The overwall. You have to approach the platform wall with a slight right angle and lift your back wheels up, so you can clip on top of the road border. After all of my hunting sessions, I still don't fully understand how you're supposed to get this consistently. I got so desperate for something consistent that I even tried to search for a different strat. And I actually found something and practiced it for a bit. By hitting the edge of this platform block, you can set up for a bug slide and climb the connection block before the checkpoint.
That's sick.
But it turned out to be less consistent than I thought, so I returned to doing the overwall. The other part is 15 seconds later at 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Shmonio, what about, listen, edge bug here, and then nose bug. Like the khaki maps. Thoughts?
But it turned out to be less consistent than I thought, so I returned to doing the overwall. The other part is 15 seconds later at 1 minute and 30 seconds. The jump.
Yeah, this one.
On the part before the jump, you have to land on a tent, jump into this gap and slam into the wall while maintaining speed on the exit. Depending on your exit speed, you have to make adjustments on your line and airbrake timing. Even if you have the perfect speed, perfect airbrake timing, perfect rotation, this jump can still mess you up for absolutely no reason. It frustrated me a lot, and it's the one thing that I wasn't able to get consistent on at all.
I'll just say from a video, make it so far beautiful, right? With this one, show a lot more fails. Because I know this trick is annoying, but viewers are not going to understand how hard this is when you show only successful landings, you know? You look consistent.
It's the one thing that I wasn't able to get consistent.
Would I grind this again? No, probably not. It depends on what we see, how hard this record is.
This jump ended about half of my runs up until this point. These parts are the reason where the perception of this reroute was split in the community. Inconsistency and luck is not what District 13 should harbor.
I agree.
On the second day, I felt ready to start doing real attempts, and it started out pretty rough.
Also, Shmonio, just noticing another small detail. I think it'll make your video a lot better. Do you see this right here? It's blue and yellow, not this. And you could, with free will, choose one that has the Norwegian colors or, you know, really any other car skin. And I think it would make your video substantially,
my consistency on the reroute was horrible,
better.
And I barely got any runs to the respawn. And the few ones that did make it were several seconds behind Neon. My goal for this map was a 5:47, basically matching Neon's pace without having the huge 3-second crash. But I acknowledged that maybe a 45 would be possible for me as well.
This would be 2026 for you?
But I just wanted a clean run, really. On the third day, consistency started to really increase for me. I had way more runs that got to the respawn, and I was slowly figuring out the line for the overwall. At 5:30 PM, I started a run that seemed pretty promising.
He's gaining. That was a good segment. Plus 0.3, okay. Dodging the ram. Wise move. Dodging potential bugs. Minus 1.3 because Neon missed it. Makes sense. Okay. That's record.
So bad.
Yeah, that was
5:49.
I mean, it was good. It was okay. It's okay.
Neon's record by a second. From my reaction, you can tell that I was not satisfied with this record at all.
Yeah,
the run fell apart after my first mistake at 4 minutes 30, and others followed.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, this is horrible. I mean, this
I
is...
did not waste any time and got back to the grind.
Yeah,
and I seem to have entered a flow state because just 30 minutes later, I started another run that seemed promising.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna gain like 3 seconds back with Neon's mistake. 106. Oh, but he's gaining a lot throughout all of this as well. 5:48.5.
Driving wise, my run had really good pace, but I lost 1.5 seconds at the overwall and half a second with this clip.
Oi.
After these 2 runs, I played for a little longer, but the flow state seemed to have ended, and I didn't get any good runs going, so I stopped for the day.
Not pre-watched, I just...
On the 4th day, I was starting to get really frustrated. My consistency was getting worse because my standards for a good run had changed.
This is the problem when you play long maps. You can be so tilted over mistakes in the first minute or 2. But then if you make the same mistake in minute 4 or minute 5 of this map, you have to continue. But in the start, you hold yourself to a higher standard, which makes sense, but it's very mentally difficult then to get out of the start.
3 with it. On top of that, I was pushing every part harder than before, so I made more mistakes as a result. 4 days after starting my hunt, I wrote to Ike that I am really close to the dream run, I feel like. Did a few runs from respawn. I can realistically drop 5:45 soon, I think.
Okay.
And just 10 minutes later, I started a run that is perhaps one of the cleanest runs I have ever driven in this game.
What Shmonil told me, guys, is that if this is the eventual run, music's copyrighted, I'm going to play our own music, but let's see it. His best run. Maybe. Maybe not. Intentional start here. Everything as I intended it. As God intended it, maybe is fitting to state. And then we're going on the reroute. So yeah. Completely different path here. Still clean though. Equal split to his opponent Neon. The drop down to the left. Clean landing. A little behind. Point 2. Now we're back at like the very start. These are the checkpoints you're supposed to take first. But the reroute. Now, because you have everything, you can deviate and go out for the overwall. Pretty good. A little bit slow, but pretty good. The earlier runs we saw, he was like +2 here. Clean drop down. The bounce. No landing bug, no gear loss. Only +1. And Neon's start was essentially perfect. Clean jump. Low air time, nice. He's gaining back. Lots of speed here. He dares to hold all the way. Gonna guess like 0.2, 0.3. He drove that really well. Oh, 0.6. Wow, okay. The jump up. Beautiful. I don't know how consistent that part is. When I built it, I was like, what the hell? The bug slide. Nice. Ooh, that's a lot of speed. Yeah, he's gonna be ahead next checkpoint. If he's not ahead next checkpoint, then I don't even know. Whew. -0.3. Had to release. Good adaptation. Backflip. Good. little awkward with the gear. Good control. 0.6. So far, absolutely pristine run. Clean. This is a part of the map we haven't really seen so much, but it exists. It's just you can't really gain or lose so much time here. And here's the intentional wall bang. Sets you up for this. Still minus 0.4. A little bit less speed than he should have here. I think he's gonna lose time. Yeah, he's losing a little bit over here. Other than that, though, really good. Probably only 0.2. 0.6. Neon didn't have that good. Okay. Solid. Also solid. Ooh, Jesus. Nice. Nice line. Here is where Neon makes the big mistake. In the next right-hander, he's gonna be like -4 probably. Oh, that is a nasty split. But now you gotta keep it together. Gotta keep it together. Minus 4.3, last couple turns. Ooh, close. Dares to go very wide here. Could bug, did not. Nice roof hit. I think he's gaining. That was good. This was also really good. 4.6. Bit wide, but a lot of speed. Last turn, what's the final time? 5:45. Okay, Jesus Christ. So essentially like Levon's run, but with the shortcut. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is his reaction. Oh, we gotta hear his reaction. Wait, wait.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
5 minutes, 45 seconds and 96 hundredths, beating Neon's record by 5 seconds. This was my first attempt at making a voice narrated
everybody,
video.
give a big round of applause.
If you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments.
Big round of applause.
If you want me to make more videos like these, let me know in the comments as well.
And leave a nice comment. And let us also, guys, request that he does indeed go for the normal way record, because my god. It inspires me to maybe try the map again as well at some point. Maybe I'll have to try the map again at some point. It will not be today though, because it's 2 AM. Bye-bye, friends. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.